Around 16.5 billion rand in irregular expenditure by the Water and Sanitation Department is being probed. Several top officials are being investigated for their possible roles in the disappearance and mismanagement of the funds. Macintosh Phulela is the Water and Sanitation Ministry spokesperson. He joins us now live via Skype. Thanks for your time, Macintosh. Appreciate it. So 16.5 billion rand being probed. Who are the alleged dodgy people here?
Well, the investigations are happening around the officials at the Water and Sanitation Department. There were 48 cases in total that were involved, and the investigators have prioritized 6 cases that involve an amount of 7 billion rand in irregular expenditure. And so that is what has been focused on, and the disciplinary cases are ongoing. What's happening is that at the same time, the law enforcement authorities are investigating, but some of the cases we haven't finished, and those are going to be handed over once we have finished with them.
Yeah, I see in your statement you mentioned that 2 DDGs and 2 chief directors are being investigated for their roles. So let's just talk about how this was allowed to happen and, of course, under which minister that was allowed to happen.
Well, the question of how it was allowed to happen, I'll just give you the background of the Department of Water and Sanitation. Even the Auditor General has had some very harsh words to say, and there is, a common view that there was looting of a grand scale that happened in the department. We're talking here going back almost a decade. Whether it was allowed to happen or not, I mean, you're talking about senior people, obviously, who are in authority and are able to take decisions. And maybe we should say they allegedly allowed themselves to, for that to happen.
Yeah. So just in terms of the action, because as you mentioned, the AG has had a lot to say about the Water and Sanitation Department, as well as a scoper. This was a blatant disregard for the rules, of course, many say. It was on a brink of collapse, left in that situation. When do we see people held accountable for all of this mess?
They are currently being held accountable. Internally, we have disciplinary cases that are going on that are almost at an end, and we will be reporting. The 6 are almost at an end, and then there are an additional 180 less serious cases. We're talking here about violation of procurement processes. Those we're going to be finishing within a week or 2, and we're going to report on them.
All right, thanks for that. Appreciate it. Macintosh Phulela is the Water and Sanitation spokesperson.